Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security Disability attorney, and today I'd like to answer a question that I've got from somebody on my YouTube channel, and that is, should I talk to an attorney, consult with an attorney before applying for benefits? I've not yet applied. Should I talk to a disability lawyer before I apply, or should I just go ahead and apply and then talk to the lawyer when I get denied? And I think I've kind of undergone a change in my opinion on this. It used to be I felt like if you're not working and you think you're disabled, go ahead and apply. Not much a lawyer can do for you. But I think that's really not so true anymore. I think that the process of applying has gotten a little more complicated. The importance of filling out the forms correctly it's more important now than I think it ever was. And I think it's wise to talk to an attorney to get an idea of what arguments, what theory of disability you're going to use. And the main thing I would tell you is that I talk to people sometimes who call me and they're saying, I'm still working, but I'm about to stop. I'm thinking about applying for benefits. What do I need to know? And that's actually a smart thing to do, because a lot of times when I talk to people, the things I identified that are potential problems with their case would be a lack of ongoing medical treatment. I'll tell somebody, if you're going to apply for benefits, you've got to have an established relationship with a doctor, ideally a specialist, who will be willing to go on record to talk about the limitations you might have working. If you don't have that relationship, you need to get that going really before you apply for benefits. If you tell me that somebody else I've talked to in the past said, I go to this great doctor and the doctor's been really helpful to me, but he doesn't believe in the concept of disability. He thinks everybody can do some kind of work. Well, I'm going to tell you that if you're applying for disability benefits, having a doctor who does not believe in the idea of disability is going to be a big, big problem. So again, somebody calls me in that situation, I'm going to say, you need to establish a relationship with a doctor who's more open to the idea that people actually can be disabled. So that would be another thing that I would ask somebody when talking to them before applying. I want to know what their condition is. If they have a diagnosis, if somebody's got multiple herniated discs, that's a viable reason to be disabled. If somebody has fibromyalgia or RSD or Lyme disease, you can still win, but a lot more difficult. And I want you to know, if you're a potential client, why these conditions are more difficult. And for example, with fibromyalgia, what you're going to need. You're going to need a rheumatologist. A general practitioner is not going to be enough. You're going to need to have treatment records from a lot of different kind of doctors and show that you've tried Lyrica and all kind of different medications, and you've gone through psychological counseling, and you've done all these type of things to build a record to show that in fact you really do have fibromyalgia. This is not simply a garbage diagnosis from your family doctor. And that's how you make those cases viable, but you need to know that really before you go in. If I'm talking to somebody who's not applied, I'll ask them, do you use marijuana? Do you drink alcohol? If so, how much? Somebody who is self-medicating with marijuana, even though it may make them feel much better and alleviates seizures and alleviates a lot of pain, that's going to be a problem in a disability case. So those are the situations where I would tell somebody, before you apply, you need to stop using street drugs. You need to go through rehab if that's appropriate, and then apply. You want to have that whole issue completely off the table when you're applying for disability benefits. But it's better to know that before you apply than after you're in the middle of the process. And obviously, if somebody is still working, I would tell them don't apply. Even if they're working part-time, you're much better off, answering I'm not working at all, and really to have no work during the time of your application than to say you're trying to work part-time. An unsuccessful work attempt, yes, that can be helpful, but ongoing part-time work, in my view, muddies the water. It makes it a lot more difficult to win. I think that when you talk to a lawyer before applying, you can learn about the different theories of disability. You learn what a listing is, where to find a listing, what the listing says about your condition, know what the grid rules are. How close are you to the grid rules based on your age and your education, your work experience? Does it apply at all? And if you're going to argue functional capacity, have the lawyer tell you. I would tell somebody, this is what the ideal situation would look like in your particular case. This is how I would win a case on functional capacity given the medical issue you're describing. So you kind of know what you need to have, and I think if you know going in what you need, it's going to make it a lot easier to actually get there and to get all that evidence together so that you can prove in fact you're disabled. And I think the final point is that if you're talking to a lawyer before you even stopped working and you establish a relationship with that lawyer, you can email that attorney. You may find a comfort level or a lack of comfort level with that lawyer, and that can be valuable too, because if you do end up applying and you already have a lawyer that you know, that you trust, that you like, then the process is going to be smoother, as opposed to applying and then trying to find somebody, because, and I mentioned this in other videos, it's not an easy thing to change lawyers. If you don't like your lawyer and you want to terminate that lawyer, then it becomes a lot more difficult to get a second lawyer, because the first lawyer would have to withdraw and waive fees. Otherwise, both lawyers have to file a fee petition. Nobody wants to do that. I will tell you as an attorney, nobody wants to file a fee petition. So it's better to have an ongoing relationship with somebody. And I've had a couple of cases. I remember one case where I talked to a guy for 1.5 years before he decided to file. And he would call me every once in a while. We'd talk about his situation. He'd email me. I got the sense he was a reasonable person. He was asking good questions. He was respectful of my time. I gave him good information. I wasn't looking for anything. And I said, you know, if you get around to it, if you think that this is something you want to do, call me. I'm happy to help you. And sure enough, 18 months later, he did. We won. It was a good relationship for both of us, and it continues to this day. I still hear from this gentleman periodically. He has questions. I'm happy to answer them, and that's the way a good attorney-client relationship ought to be. So, yes, I think it's wise to reach out to an attorney to establish a relationship so that everybody knows kind of going in what they should expect from the lawyer, what the lawyer should expect from them, and you'll have a much better result if you do have that positive relationship that is not created under pressure, under time pressure, under situations where you don't really have a good option to check around. And there's nothing wrong with talking to 2 or 3 lawyers and seeing who you're most comfortable with. I think it's important to do so. That's what I would do if I was looking for a lawyer. You should really do the same thing. Hope you find this helpful. Any questions, please let me know. Leave me a comment on YouTube, on Facebook. Give this a thumbs up if you think it's helpful. Like it on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Visit my website at ssdanswers.com. I've got a Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit there. Also a place where you can ask for a case evaluation if you're not represented, because again, I don't want to deal with fee petitions. If you're not represented, you want me to review your case, happy to do so as well. So for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the Survival Kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.